everyone, my name is Liu Jingyi. My project looks at dining with different groups of people, exploring people's food choices in different contexts and the impact of dining on interpersonal interactions. We hope to help people who are interested in social interaction to explore the relationship between food and social interaction, and to understand their own food preferences and feelings in different social situations. My inspiration started from the different chewing sounds of different foods and exploring the different feelings brought by different textures. When I was researching different cuisines, I found that people have different dining experiences in different cuisines, which led me to explore human socialization, from which I started to think about how people feel when they eat with different people, such as with familiar friends or unfamiliar partners. Then I realized that most people choose to fit in, but do they really want to? Is solitude always bad? Based on the above research, I combined my visual and senses and started to explore how different eating experiences would be with different groups of people. Regarding my methodology, I'm usually accustomed to combine sensory experiences with various kinds of painting, transforming figurative feelings into abstract paintings, which increases the layers of the works as well as the interactivity. Sensory painting emphasizes on the expression of emotions and can be an all-encompassing experience of emotions and thoughts by stimulating the viewer's emotional response through elements such as colors, textures, sounds, and smells. Meanwhile, I use watercolor painting most of the time. I like the effect of different colors staining together, and I'm more careful in choosing colors, hoping to show different visual effects. And I also try to combine different materials with watercolor to create different art activities, and incorporate watercolor into different projects. My works are often related to anthropology, psychology, and sociology, different groups of people, or different social phenomena, and different interdisciplinary research brings more convincing support to my art projects. Questionnaires, experiments with materials, and artist research are also essential steps in the creation of my projects. In the research section of my project, I made a questionnaire about the dining experience with different people and researched the 30 Chinese friends' choices of cuisine and the differences between dining with familiar and unfamiliar people. Through the research, I found that when eating with familiar people, people would choose Sichuan and Korea cuisine more, because Sichuan and Korea cuisine are characterized by numbness, spiciness, freshness, and aroma, with strong flavor and suitable for sharing, such as hot pot, barbecue, triple point, which are especially suitable for friends, gatherings, or family dinners. The dining style of these cuisines is highly interactive, allowing people to improve communication and create a relaxing atmosphere during joint operations and share of food. At the same time, the stimulation of spicy flavors can promote the secretion of endorphins, make people happy and relaxed, and reduce the sense of restraint, so it is more suitable for enjoying with familiar people. When dining with unfamiliar people, Cantonese or Western cuisine is preferred because it is light and fresh, while Western cuisine has a stable flavor that suits most people and meets the etiquette requirements of formal occasions. Both of them are often used to share meals or exquisite small portions of dishes, reducing the inconvenience of sharing tableware and using the meal in a more decent and orderly manner. Compared with the lively atmosphere of hot pots and barbecues, Cantonese and Western cuisine are quieter and more elegant, which helps to establish a good impression during business, social, or formal dinners. Socially, people prefer to dine with people they know well, mainly because of the relaxed atmosphere, freedom of conversation, and familiarity with the food. Dining with strangers is often accompanied by nervousness, mainly due to the content of the conversation, etiquette, and the restaurant environment. More than half of people are willing to eat in order to build a relationship, but most end up regretting it, and most people have a strong preference for personal space and dining alone. Based on the research, I combined the reference artists and tried the sensory painting. The image on the left, most people would choose to eat Sichuan cuisine with someone they know well, so I drew this image of two people with their faces pressed against each other to show intimacy while sticking out their tongues, with the dense green texture representing Sichuan cuisine's preference for peppercorns. The circle of yellow at the top and the chilies at the bottom represents the heavy oil and the spiciness. The image of the right. When eating with unfamiliar people, most people would choose Cantonese or Western food, which are both very diverse and delicate, so I used more different colors and textures to represent it. Also, in the research, most people don't like to eat with unfamiliar people, so I used the gray tones to express the mood and atmosphere. As the project progresses, I would like to create an interactive space like a restaurant, where the act of eating is transformed into painting. Participants can try to create paintings with familiar or unfamiliar people, and unlike traditional paintings, since the theme is closely related to eating, I choose watercolor and sand painting as the material. I want to transform the sand in the sand painting materials into food seasonings, such as pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, or curry powder, or to incorporate the seasonings into watercolor to create a different texture effect. Participants can have a multisensory experience when creating their paintings, adding the senses of taste and smell to the traditional painting. It is hoped that participants will explore interpersonal interactions from new perspectives during the creative process, such as whether the other person prefers spicy seasonings or spices. Why is eating the way most people choose to socialize? Or do I really need to eat with strangers? This concludes all the content. Thank you for your attention.